to the Novon Health Fieldhouse for this presentation of the UPSHOT League, a hoops matinee on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's the final meeting of this three-game series between the Greensboro Groove and the league-leading Jacksonville Waves. Good afternoon and welcome to today's broadcast. We've got barks, we've got baskets. You see some dogs in the building, which we absolutely love. And right now, you're looking at Diamond Johnson's highlights from yesterday's game against the Jacksonville Waves, where she put up 12 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. Appreciate everyone joining us today on the UPSHOT League YouTube channel. My name is Wendell Epps, here to bring you the call of this matchup. Diamond Johnson, this was an incredible ankle breaker she had. It was the play of the game yesterday. Now, unfortunately, we will not see Diamond Johnson today. She got banged on her knee in there late in the fourth quarter, so she will not play today for the Greensboro Groove. The third leading scorer in the UPSHOT League not playing for the Greensboro Groove, and certainly a lineup change that Greensboro will have to adjust to today. Just the second game Johnson will miss here this season, but she still had a good showing yesterday despite Greensboro losing 66-48. It was the lowest scoring performance of the season for Greensboro with those 48 points, but Nyseria Pryor was a player that actually in the first quarter when Greensboro led through one period of play, she was hooping. She finished with 7 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. A very versatile stat line for Nyseria Pryor. And Sahara Jones, another player on the Greensboro Groove, who had a pretty solid showing yesterday as well. 11 points, 7 rebounds. She was 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Sahara Jones averaging 15 points a game in her last 4 games here in the UPSHOT League. And she's a player that certainly will need to step up more on the offensive end today if Greensboro wants to try and take down this #1 team here in the UPSHOT League. Now, as for the Jacksonville Waves, we're going to take a look at their players, which they had a great showing yesterday, putting up 66 points. Cheyenne Sellers was one of those players that did a great job for them yesterday. 9 points, 9 rebounds for Sellers. Those 9 rebounds were a season high for Cheyenne Sellers in that contest yesterday against Greensboro. And I thought she just looked very comfortable out there. She's a very fundamentally sound player. We obviously know the experience she brings. And talking about experience, this is another player that brings that experience for Jacksonville. Air Hearn, 13 points yesterday for Hearn in the win against the Groove. She was 5 of 9 from the field, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Hearn comes in today as the second leading scorer in the UPSHOT League. And this is a player that offensively, when she gets going, she gets going. She had this three-pointer in the second half that really just allowed Jacksonville to take things over as they were going on a big run. A couple triples for Hearn in that contest, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. And last but certainly not least, the leading scorer in yesterday's game for the Jacksonville Waves, Kayla Pointer. A season-high 17 points yesterday for Pointer. And mind you, she did that off the bench for the Jacksonville Waves. She was all over the place. She was scoring. She was roaring. She was doing everything you possibly could have asked for. That was a nice little take and make there with the spin move. Pointer was showcasing her range as well. A player that has definitely showcased her versatility all season long. And when you talk about depth, you talk about consistency from this Jacksonville Waves team, those are 2 big reasons why they are the #1 team in the UPSHOT League. But they're going up against a short-handed Greensboro Groove team today. That is going to be very interesting to see how they come out with all these different lineup changes. We'll give you today's starting lineups, beginning with the Greensboro Groove. As I mentioned, no Diamond Johnson, so they're going to actually start number 8, Kristen Williams. She's going to get a first start since the early portion of the season. She'll be starting alongside Nyseria Pryor, Kayla Jones, Sasha Washington, who's been playing really good basketball as of late for the Greensboro Groove, and Sahara Jones will round out the starting 5 for the Greensboro Groove. Now, as for the Jacksonville Waves, they're going with the same starting lineup that we saw yesterday with Renaya Davis, Duke Bulgak, Air Hearn, Lindsey Pulliam, and Cheyenne Sellers. You see Johnson on the bench, still here to support her team. Kiara Leslie, another player that will not play today, but still here to support Greensboro. And Johnson has had such a tremendous season here in this UPSHOT League. Obviously has been that consistent point guard. Only missed that one game back on June 27th against Savannah Steel. That was a road game. This is the first time she is not playing at the Novon Health Fieldhouse. These fans in attendance will not see Greensboro's leading scorer, but they're still going to see a lot of great talent on both sides. The Groove are in the white uniforms, Waves in the green. Here we go. It's the Groove. It's the Waves. We're officially underway from Greensboro, North Carolina. Groove control the opening tip as Washington has it down low. Loses control of the ball to go out of bounds as Greensboro will retain possession. Jacksonville comes in today 18-5, best record in the UPSHOT League, 9-2 on the road. Greensboro 9-16, trying to get their 10th win of the UPSHOT season. This is Kristen Williams. Out to Kayla Jones for three. That one off the mark. Kayla Jones, a player who was a mid-season addition on the Greensboro Groove. Her offensive numbers have been very consistent for Greensboro here this season, averaging over 11 points a contest. Here's Pulliam inside against Nyceria Pryor. Little turnaround J can't fall as Kayla Jones has it now for Greensboro. Here's Sahara Jones for three. Off the mark. Yesterday, Greensboro opened up with a 17-14 lead through one period of play. But Jacksonville was able to really turn things around. Ended up winning by 18, but they led by as many as 20 in the contest. This is Sellers with 5 on the shot clock, has it near the left wing. Looking down low for Duke Bulgak. She gets into the lane and draws contact. She will shoot 2 free throws. How about a Duke Bulgak this season for the Jacksonville Waves? Had 5 points, 5 boards in yesterday's game. Has played in 22 games this season with Jacksonville, averaging over 8 points and 4 rebounds a game. Bulgak, a player that brings a lot of experience, especially on the professional basketball side. It's the 12th pick back in the 2016 WNBA draft by the New York Liberty. Played a few games with them and has played overseas in a multitude of countries as well. But now on a Waves team where they're certainly going to need her presence, especially what she brings defensively. She knocks down both free throws. Jacksonville gets the first 2 points of the day. This is Pryor with it, picked up by Airhearn. Greensboro in search of their first points of the afternoon. Washington trying to get open down low, has it against Pulliam. They go around the horn. This is Pryor for three. That one rattles out, and that's obviously the biggest question that we will need to see how will be answered today is where does the scoring come from? No Diamond Johnson. And some lineup changes. You also notice that Jessica Timmons is not starting today. She is playing today, as at least active, but she is coming off this bench today for the Greensboro Groove as we'll take a look at this last jump ball between Renaya Davis and Kayla Jones. Great hustle from Kayla Jones. As the two will get ready to jump things up. And it's controlled by the Jacksonville Waves as they've got 14 on the shot clock to try and get a bucket here. This is Airhearn, one of the UPSHOT's premier offensive players, and showcasing that right on cue. Her first 3 points of the day. So Jacksonville picking up where they left off in yesterday's game that was played right here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. 5 early points for Jacksonville. Here's Sahara Jones getting inside, can't finish, but a foul is called. That'll be on Cheyenne Sellers, her first foul of the game. Sahara Jones, a player that has appeared in every Greensboro Groove game this season. Only her and Jessica Timmons can say that they have played in every contest for the Groove this year. Jones makes the first free throw, so Greensboro's got some points on the board. See head coach Janice Washington with less than a month here in the UPSHOT regular season. Greensboro trying to climb back in the UPSHOT League standings. Only 2 teams will play in that UPSHOT League championship game. There's no semifinals, quarterfinals, none of that. After the regular season ends, you've just got top 2 teams in the standings. They'll play in that championship game. Right now, Greensboro in 3rd place. A few games behind the Charlotte Crown. Trying to catch up to 2nd place. Here's Pulliam with it. Goes between the legs. Looking for help. Trying to find bull gap, but Sasha Washington says, I'll take that from you. Here comes Pryor now with the need for speed down the floor, and she took too many steps. Nyceria Pryor will be asked to do a lot here today, especially as the only true point guard that's active today for the Greensboro Groove. Pryor was one of those players that also arrived mid-season here in UPSHOT, but has played consistent minutes, especially as of late for the Greensboro Groove. Coach Washington trusting her to start these last couple outings with or without Diamond Johnson. We got another foul on the play. That'll set Jacksonville to the free throw line. Lindsey Pulliam will shoot 2. So Pulliam was getting inside against Pryor, good old-fashioned 10 against 10 matchup. And that did just enough to draw the contact on Isaiah Pryor. And with Greensboro just having 8 active players today, foul trouble is going to be something to keep an eye on for you. You really don't want any players to get in foul trouble if you're the Groove. You need all hands on deck, especially when you're playing a team that's been on a roll like the Jacksonville Waves. Pulliam's first shot is off the mark. Jacksonville 8-2 in their last 10 games. They'll win today, and it'll be their 10th win on the road. Only the Charlotte Crown have more wins away from their home building. They've won 10 games away, have the Charlotte Crown, and that's been thanks in part because they've been basically living on the road. 16 road games for the Crown this season. They've only played 7 at home, but they'll be playing a lot of home games at that Bojangles Coliseum down the stretch. Here's Pryor getting inside, rejected by Pulliam. She gets it back. Another opportunity for Greensboro. Washington gives it over to Sahara Jones. Goes between the legs, steps into the lane, floaters up, but can't fall. Here come the Waves on the other end of the floors. We've got a reach and foul called. That'll be assessed on Sahara Jones. We'll get our first sub of the game. It'll be, no surprise, Jessica Timmons checking in for the Greensboro Groove. I mentioned Timmons sliding over to the bench today. Has started a lot of games for the Greensboro Groove this season, but probably just a strategic decision to have some scoring power off the bench, especially with only 3 players active in that second unit. The 3 ball from Madout Bulgak's too long, and here comes Kristen Williams with it for the Groove. This is Kayla Jones firing a long ball. She knew that one was off. Ball tapped around, and Bulgak says, that's my ball. Here's Pulliam, pull-up J. Too short, but somehow traced her own rebound. It's another opportunity for the Waves. Sellers weaves her way inside. Nice pass down low and an and one for Renaya Davis. So the Waves off to a solid start offensively. Everybody's getting involved for them, as Sahara Jones will come right back in to replace Kayla Jones after she picked up her second foul. So Davis, who had a double-double a few days ago when these two teams met down in Jacksonville, 21 points and 14 rebounds, gets her first 2 points of the day, plus 1 more at the free throw line. Nearly halfway through our opening period, Jacksonville leading by 7. This is Sahara Jones right in front of that Jacksonville bench. Gets a screen from Timmons. Kicks it out to Pryor. Shot clock down to 3. Williams, a long ball. Too short. Pulliam corrals the rebound, and here come the Waves. Sellers going straight down the lane like a freight train. Ball is tapped, and Jacksonville keeps it. Bulgak fakes, takes, and that one off the mark. Good rebound there from Sasha Washington. Here comes the offensive spark, Jessica Timmons, trying to get free down low, loses control of the ball. Look at Bulgak down low. My goodness, that's a 6'5" center getting on the ground and getting the jump ball. Very impressive play there from Madout Bulgak. As we'll take a look at a replay of this, you see Timmons lost control of it. Both Bulgak and Air Hearn got a piece of it, and then the jump ball was called. And now we'll see Tayana Jones-Bell come in for Sasha Washington. And the officials switched the call. Looks like they gave it straight back to Greensboro, so it'll be Groove basketball, trailing by 7, 5:09 to play here in our opening frame. This is Timmons. Picked up tightly from Kayla Pointer, but somehow got it to go. And the first field goal of the day for the Greensboro Groove comes just at about the halfway point of the opening period. Here's Taylor Soul, who's just checked in for Jacksonville, and right away gets her first 2 points of the afternoon. And the shot clock needs to be reset because that shouldn't read 7 seconds. So they'll get that fixed. Your officials today, Austin Everhart, Katie Hardell, and Roy Jackson. Here's Jones Bell with it for Greensboro. Steps back, fires a long two, nothing but net for Tay Jones Bell. And they'll need her offense today for sure. Jones Bell, a player that is very streaky. She gets hot, she stays hot. Her traces down her own miss after missing the long ball. Here's Jasmine Walker, also freshly checked in for Jacksonville, and Pointer wasn't ready. Turnover Waves. It'll be Greensboro basketball. That'll take us to our first time out of the day. Jacksonville leading right now 11-6, and it's been thanks to Renaya Davis. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the UPSHOT League. Look at that. I love it. Barracks and baskets today. We've got a bunch of cute dogs in the building watching some professional women's basketball. You couldn't ask for anything better on a Sunday afternoon. Appreciate everyone spending your Sunday afternoon with us. My name's Wendell Etz. Got our great production crew with us along for the ride as well. Greensboro trailing Jacksonville 11-6 here in our first quarter. Make that 11-9 as Jessica Timmons, straight out of the timeout, knocks down a long ball. And that's huge, as that's Jessica Timmons' first three and Greensboro's first three of the day. They were 0 of 5 from long range prior to that make. Jacksonville currently just shooting 3 of 10 from the field, but still leading. Down low and finishing is Taylor Soule. Her second bucket off the bench. Remember, yesterday it was Caleb Pointer that provided that spark in Jacksonville's second unit. Maybe today it could be someone different like Soule. Here's Jones. Out to Jones-Bell. Shot clock down to 7. Jones-Bell steps back. Jumper's too strong, and rebounds corralled by the speedy Caleb Pointer. Hearn directing traffic. Out to Walker. Soul trying to get free down low. Has it now, turns, fires, and misses. Just under 3 to play. Groove trailing by 4. Pryor. A little crossover into the lane. Lost control of the ball. Off the leg of Sellers, and it'll stay with the Groove. So we'll get Kristen Williams to come back in now for Nyseria Pryor. Air Hearn will check out, and we'll get our first look today at number 21 in green, Madison Griggs. Here's Timmons off the inbound. Tightly defended by Pointer. Out to Sahara Jones for 3. Too strong, and Walker corrals the rebound. A lot of size and length on the floor right now for Jacksonville between Sellers, Walker, and Soul. And we're going to get an offensive foul call on Taylor Soul. And Tate Jones-Bell was hyped up like a kid on Sunday morning when their mom makes pancakes. She was screaming like, let's go. I like the energy. That's what Greensboro needs, is that energy, especially when you're shorthanded, you're trying to get back in the win column. You need everybody to get fired up. You're going to see down low, Soul commits the offensive foul, and then Jones-Bell's like, woo! I love it. She's got the ball right now. Hands it off to Kristen Williams. Now Jessica Timmons steps back, shooting with confidence. That one can't fall. Timmons currently the leading scorer for Greensboro with 5 points. How about that launching pass? Oh my goodness, as Soul dives on the ground. Right in front of those fans sitting courtside. And we got a full house with those courtside seats baseline. Jacksonville will now shoot free throws, as that was the 15th foul. And you see Soul, phew, right in front of all those fans there. But great to see that she got right back up and it was all good. She'll shoot 2 free throws, already with 4 points off the Jacksonville bench. Soul yesterday played just about 22 minutes, had 5 points, so has already equalized her scoring total from yesterday here today. The Waves and the Groove will see each other 3 more times here in the Upshot regular season. All of those meetings following today will be down in the Sunshine State at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, the site of this year's Upshot League Championship game. We now can officially say that after that was announced a few days ago at an Upshot League press conference with Donna Orender, our commissioner, and Taj McWilliams Franklin, giving us some great updates about the league, and we're excited to see how that championship game will go, but we still got plenty of regular season to be played. 4 seconds on the shot clock. This is Sahara Jones driving inside, going in strong against Soul, but can't finish. So it's going to be Jacksonville Waves basketball now. If you're just joining us, appreciate you hopping on. My name's Wendell Epps, here to bring you today's broadcast. No Diamond Johnson today for the Greensboro Groove. So a little bit of a lineup change for them, as Kristen Williams is tightly defending Madison Griggs right now. Sonia Morris is at the score table. She'll check in next dead ball for her first minutes, as possession will remain here with the Waves, and there goes the substitution. Jones-Bell checks out. Morris comes in for Greensboro. And you got 5 seconds on that timer for the Waves. Still plenty of time, though, if executed correctly off this inbound, to get a good look. It's Pointer. Gets it into Griggs. Shot clock down to 3. Griggs firing at the horn, and that one can't go. Here comes Timmons now with it for Greensboro. Baseball pass to Sahara Jones for 3. Money! So that makes it a 1-possession game. Sahara Jones knocks down her first long ball of the afternoon. The step back J on the way for Griggs, too strong. Another opportunity for the Waves. Less than a minute to play here in our opening period. Pointer Picked up by Williams. This is Pulliam. Well, turnaround J is a beauty. I tell you, Lindsey Pulliam's got a smooth game, especially around that mid-range area of the floor. Every time I'm watching her in pregame warm-ups, she's always working on shots like that, and that's why, because she's going to unleash those in games when needed. How about an interception there from Madison Griggs, going coast to coast for 2. Jacksonville just got a lot of dynamic guards that are prolific two-way players. Madison Griggs, Kayla Pointer, Lindsey Pulliam, they all get it done. And it's a reason that this Jacksonville Waves team, their offensive numbers have been so good this season. The Waves with the best offense for most of the season here in the UPSHOT League. As Sonya Morris knocks down a 3 at the horn. What a way to end quarter number 1. I see you, Sonya. I see you. Greensboro is within 3. That'll give them some momentum heading to quarter number 2. Trailing by 3, you are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into this live presentation of the UPSHOT League. We're in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. 1 quarter in the books. Jacksonville leads Greensboro 18-15. How about Sonya Morris, number 11 in white for Greensboro? Knocked down a 3 at the horn. The officials checked it. They told me that it was confirmed it was a good made basket. And not only was that a good made basket, as we see Bulgak open up the scoring for the second period for Jacksonville. That was actually the first made field goal of the season for Sonya Morris, who just recently rejoined Greensboro. And tasked with playing some big minutes today off the bench, as this Greensboro Groove team just coming in with 8 players active this afternoon. We've got a foul on the floor, as Greensboro will throw it out from the side now. Jessica Timmons is on the floor alongside Sonya Morris, Kristen Williams, Sahara Jones, and the athletic Tayana Jones-Bell. Here's Timmons, driving in against Air Hearn, drawing contact. She will shoot 2. An athletic drive by Timmons, who I've been very impressed and proud just of Jessica Timmons and the way that she has evolved as a ball player here in the UPSHOT League. You're going to see how she got inside. Those were plays that she was making a little bit early in the season, but not as much as she has in this recent, I would say, 7 to 8 games or so. just feel like Jessica Timmons has really become a more aggressive, dynamic offensive player. She started off the season shooting a lot of three-point attempts, and I don't blame her. She's so good at shooting those long balls. But when it comes to driving inside, I think she's gotten a lot more comfortable with getting to the lane. She's gotten to the free throw line a lot more. She knocked down both shots there, as Greensboro's now within 3. Another one-possession ball game. Here's Bulgak down low, working inside with ease. Duke Bulgak having her way down low. She's up to 6 points. Sahara Jones has it for Greensboro. Picked up by Bulgak. Out to Morris. They go around the horn. The ball is tapped, and Air Hearn has it. Here she comes on the other end of the floor, finishing for 2. Sahara Jones almost had the chase down block. Wouldn't have that been something? Timmons wasting no time. This is what I'm talking about. Look at her getting inside the lane. Drawing yet another foul. She collided with her fellow teammate Sahara Jones. The foul will be assessed on Lindsay Pulliam. But this will be the second trip of the quarter to the free throw line for Jessica Timmons. So Timmons, 25 games played this season coming into today, 13 points a game, 3 rebounds. The 5'8" guard, native of Charlotte, North Carolina. A player, when you talk about UPSHOT, you know, it's been deemed as the league of opportunity. And just to give these players a chance to be able to play, we know Diamond Johnson, who you see on your screen right there, has been one of those players that has taken advantage of her opportunity in UPSHOT. But Jessica Timmons has been another one. She participated in a WNBA training camp with a prominent WNBA franchise in the Indiana Fever just a few short months ago, got cut, but came here to Greensboro and has made the most of her opportunity here in the Gate City, as we'll get a foul off ball. This will be assessed on Jones Bell. So Jacksonville will keep it. Air Hearn will throw it out from the side. As Sellers has it here for the Waves. Gets a screen from Renaya Davis. Sellers searching for her first points of the day. This is Pulliam, quick trigger. Shot too long, and the ball's corralled by Timmons. Timmons will fire a long ball, and that one is nothing but net. She's feeling it, folks. Jessica Timmons in double digits with 12. Here's Bulgak. One-on-one against Jones Bell. Sellers fakes, takes, and is fouled. She'll shoot 2. Cheyenne Sellers, a player that has really been a consistent force for Jacksonville this season, and now has an opportunity to get her first points of the day. See, was very patient, down low, and now will shoot 2 free throws here at the stripe. First shot is good for Cheyenne Sellers. Greensboro hanging in there with the league-leading Jacksonville Waves. The Groove have defeated this Waves team 3 times this season. Jacksonville's defeated Greensboro 5, so you're looking at a 3-5 record between Greensboro and Jacksonville, and 9th meeting overall. 3 more to come following this. As Air Hearn will inbound it, as the Waves have another opportunity to try and rack up some more points here. They get it into Renaya Davis, defended by Tayana Jones-Bell. And that's going to be an offensive foul called on Jacksonville. Again, something about Tayana Jones-Bell down low. She's been able to force Jacksonville to commit a couple offensive fouls. And that's a good battle between a physical Renaya Davis and an athletic Tay Jones-Bell. Those two are going to be at each other's throats for sure as this game progresses. Here's Williams with it. Gets a screen from Sasha Washington. Williams out to Jones-Bell. She'll step back, showcasing a little crossover move, and draws contact and a foul. So another player not named Jessica Timmons will shoot free throws here for the Greensboro Groove, as we'll take a look at this one once again. That's the underrated aspect of Jones Bell in her game. She's got really good ball handling skills. As you see, Morris and Timmons getting some directions from their head coach, Janice Washington. First free throws off the mark for Jones Bell, as Sahara Jones will check in for the Groove. She'll replace Kristen Williams. Greensboro playing at home today. Following this, they'll be on the road for 4 games after this. One in the Queen City against Charlotte on July 30th and August 7th, 8th, and 12th. All will be played down in Jacksonville before returning home for their final home games of the regular season. And that'll be played against the Savannah Steel on the 14th and 15th at the Novon Health Fieldhouse. Here's Davis for 3. That shot rattles out, and Sahara Jones has it now for Greensboro. On the other end, this is Timmons working against Sellers. Sahara Jones freshly checked back in. Their 3-ball can't fall as Pulliam corrals the rebound. Here's Sellers on the other end. Pull-up J from the elbow is nothing but net. So back and forth we go. A good contest between the Waves and the Groove. Evenly matched game so far. Neither team has really broken out into a big run yet, as Washington was looking for Timmons down low. Greensboro, though, got it back. Jones. Morris trying to chase it down, but went right in the hands of Air Hearn. Here she comes, a 1-on-2. She'll wait for her teammates. Wise move there by the vet. Hearn. Bounce pass down low to Renaya Davis. Again working against Jones Bell. Spins her way into the lane and finishes for 2. Renaya Davis, such a prolific player in that low block, now up to 5 points on the day. And we're going to get a whistle blown. Looks like we're going to have a timeout on the floor from Greensboro. So Groove trailed by 6, 29-23. Back in just a moment, you are watching the UPSHOT League. We're back live at the Novant Health Fieldhouse in Greensboro, North Carolina, where the Jacksonville Waves lead 29-23. Look at that work of art there for Renaya Davis, spinning and winning her way into the lane for 2 points. She right now has 5 points in 8 minutes of play. Greensboro within 6. 6 minutes remaining in the first half, so still plenty of time. They're hanging in there. A Greensboro Groove team playing without their leading scorer today in Diamond Johnson. Sahara Jones didn't realize the shot clock was winding down, so that'll be a turnover. Shot clock violation on the Groove as Jacksonville will take over with possession. Jessica Timmons currently the leading scorer right now for Greensboro with 12 points. She's 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from long range. And mind you, she has done that coming off the bench today, but ever since she came off the bench, she has not sat down. And why would you sit her down with the way she's been playing? Been on a tear offensively. Pulliam down low to the aggressive Adut Bulgak. Can't hit the little turnaround J as here comes the speedy Niceria Pryor with it for Greensboro. Gets a screen from Sahara Jones. Pryor gets into the lane and finishes with the right hand. That's what Niceria Pryor can do. She may be the smallest player out there, but she has heart. Hearn, what a pass down low. She was looking for Davis, but look who was there. Niceria Pryor said, get out of here. Just the energy she brings is infectious as Sonia Morris will come to the bench after playing some good minutes for Greensboro. Hearn to inbound, nobody defending Hearn on the inbound. We also have Snoop Turnage in the ball game for Jacksonville. Snoop Turnage did not play in yesterday's game here against Greensboro, but she's on the floor getting some early first half action. Good to see Snoop out there on the floor as Timmons has it for Greensboro. Picked up by Cheyenne Sellers. Here's Kristen Williams, thought 3. Gets in near the free throw line. Pryor will fire a long ball. That one too long as Davis is there for the board. Pulliam knocks down another pull-up J like clockwork. Kayla Jones, picked up by Turnage. Muscles her way into the lane and uses glass to finish for 2. I know she teaches a lot of her players that she coaches at NC State that, and Kayla Jones, definitely a good offensive player in that low block. An assistant with the Wolfpack women's basketball team, and still getting her playing days going at the UPSHOT League as Timmons fires a deep 3 on the other end, can't hit. We'll get a loose ball foul called on Greensboro as Jacksonville will take over with possession. So 3:55 to play here in our first half. Greensboro trailing Jacksonville 31-27. Third and final game of this little 3-game series between Greensboro and Jacksonville that began back on Thursday afternoon. An overtime thriller that Greensboro won down in Jacksonville. That was thanks to Diamond Johnson putting up 30 points in the game. Greensboro fell short in yesterday's game here, putting up a season-low 48 points. Jacksonville putting up 66, 18-point victory there as we see Timmons ripping that ball away from Sellers, driving inside like there's no tomorrow. She'll get fouled, and Timmons will shoot 2. It's going to be her 3rd trip to the free throw line this quarter. It's just been so aggressive, and those of you that were tuned in earlier in the second quarter, I was talking about the evolution of Jessica Timmons and her inside game and her aggressiveness overall. Timmons had such a great college basketball career at the University of Alabama. She knocks down her first free throw there. She began her college career playing at NC State before going down to Bama. Timmons splits the pair at the stripe as still a 1-possession game. Jacksonville leading by 3. The kick out, Walker, no hesitation. Triple's too strong. And we're going to get a loose ball foul called on Turnage, and it'll be Greensboro basketball. That'll be on Snoop Turnage. First foul for Snoop as Greensboro will get free throws, as now they're in the bonus for the remainder of the period. So that'll help the Groove, and that'll help Jessica Timmons as she continues to increase her free throw attempts. First shot's on the way, and it is a beauty for Jessica Timmons. Take a look there at DJ, the lovely mascot of the Greensboro Groove. Nice little crowd here today at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Got a lot of dogs in the building for Barks and Baskets, one of the amazing theme days that the Greensboro Groove organization has put on tap for fans to enjoy. Timmons now up to 15 points. That is a team high. She literally has half of Greensboro's points so far in this game today. Here's Sellers with it, tightly defended by Jones-Bell, and a little too tight, as that'll be a foul on Jones-Bell. And it was in shooting motion there for Cheyenne Sellers. She'll have 3 shots here at the line. Sellers 1 of 2 from the stripe so far today. Sellers hits her first free throw. This is a Jacksonville Waves team that began their season with a loss against the Charlotte Crown, losing 103-95. After that, they won their next 3 before losing to the Greensboro Groove back on May 30th by 18 points, 89-71. But after that, my goodness, Jacksonville went on a tear. They defeated Greensboro a couple times, defeated Charlotte a couple times. Had 1 loss against Greensboro in there, but outside of that, it pretty much was all wins for the Waves. And hence the reason why they are the #1 team in the UPSHOT League, coming in today 18-5 overall. 9 wins at home, 9 wins on the road. Here's Kayla Jones, picked up by Turnage. Spins her way into the lane, little turnaround J, rattles out as Walker corrals the rebound for Jacksonville. Under 3 minutes of play here in our first half. Waves lead by 4, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Snoop Turnage. That'll take us to another media timeout here. Close one on tap at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Waves lead the Groove 34-30. You're watching the UPSHOT League. We're back in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm telling you, we've got the most beautiful shots you can see. Look at that fella. I love it, man. All these dogs here in attendance, puppies in the building. It's amazing. It really is, and I can't get enough of that. I'm a dog lover myself, so love to see it. Back underway at the Novon Health Fieldhouse. Greensboro's within 4 right now. Just a little over 2.5 to play in this first half, and Greensboro, I got to give them a lot of credit. They've done a nice job playing, fighting hard with this Jacksonville Waves team, and they're doing it without their leading scorer, no Diamond Johnson, as that ball went past the Greensboro bench into the stands. And it'll be Groove basketball off that turnover. Kayla Jones, Nyseria Pryor, Jessica Timmons, Sasha Washington, and Kristen Williams, your 5 on the floor. For Greensboro, Sonia Morris actually will stay in, so Kayla Jones will be the player to check out. So Pryor will bring it up here for Greensboro, running that point guard position today. Pryor so far with 2 points. Jacksonville is led by as many as 7. Greensboro has yet to lead in this game today. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Sasha Washington. Illegal screen will send possession back in the way of Jacksonville. See head coach Jess Bogie there for the Jacksonville Waves. Has done such a great job with this Waves basketball organization. She has done a lot of great things in her coaching career, spending 14 years at the D1 level, some stops at Hofstra, Jacksonville, Memphis. Has a couple players on this roster that she worked with before, so that obviously helps when you have that familiarity and that connection. As Pulliam gets into the lane, stutter steps her way inside, can't finish. Good rebound from Taylor Soul, but great hustle from the Groove. That's going to force a jump ball. And we'll take a look at this hustle sequence again. You see Pulliam got inside, and how about Sasha Washington, Kristen Williams, Taylor Soul, all getting in on the hustle play. That's what you love to see, whether it's the first, second, third, or fourth quarter. It don't matter. You want to see your players hustling. Soul wins the jump ball like a bunny, hopping up. Jacksonville has it. 8 on the timer. Walker going in against Washington. Kicks it out to Airhearn, who has 5 points on the day so far. This is Pulliam, who's been so smooth around the mid-range area of the floor. Smooth as butter. Lindsey Pulliam, do your thing. Timmons now on the other end. Picks up her dribble and bakes it home. Jessica Timmons has really been finding her buckets inside that low block today. As Pointer says, anything you can do, I can do better. Knocking down that left elbow J for her first 2 points of the afternoon. Less than a minute to play in our first half. Greensboro trails by 6. This is Timmons. Screen from Washington. Down low, looking for Sasha. But a foul was called on Lindsey Pulliam, and it will be free throws for Greensboro as they are over the limit, are the Waves. So the pick and roll action, Sasha Washington, arguably the best pick and roll player on this Greensboro Groove team, just as far as setting that screen, getting inside that low block, and finishing inside or either drawing a foul, one of the two. As Washington's first free throw is off the mark. Be sure to stick with us at halftime, folks. We'll get you some halftime highlights, stats, talk a little bit about the schedule and standings and stats around the league. Lots to follow in the UPSHOT League right now, especially with this being the tail end of the regular season. And every game mattering. Only 2 teams can make that championship game. Greensboro still mathematically alive, Savannah Steel as well. But they got some work to do, and they might need some help as well. But the best thing you can do is try to win games on your own manner, and that's what Greensboro is trying to do. A win today, it'll be their 10th win of the UPSHOT League season. They already beat this Jacksonville team 3 times this season, including one just a few days ago down in Jacksonville on Thursday. Timmons, little spin, oh my goodness. Everything but the finish. Shot clock still alive, inching for life with 25.6 on the game clock. 24 on the shot clock. Jacksonville will try to hold it for as much as they possibly can. Pointer has it right near that Groove logo at center court. Checks the clock. Jacksonville has got all their players fully spread out. Pointer now calls for the screen. It's coming now from Jasmine Walker. She drives in near the right elbow. Soul fires a triple. Off the mark, 2 seconds remain. Williams will have to put something up. Not going to get it off in time, as that'll take us to the end of the second quarter, and it is officially halftime here in Greensboro, North Carolina, where the Groove trailed the Waves 38-33. Step aside for a break. Back in just a moment for our halftime report. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the Novant Health Fieldhouse here in Greensboro, North Carolina. The Gate City got a little halftime performance right now from the Girlhood Company. Great to see those young ladies out there showcasing their skills and talent. And we've seen a lot of skills and talent be displayed so far in this game today between Jacksonville and Greensboro. Appreciate everyone joining us on the UPSHOT League YouTube channel. Wherever you may be watching, my name's Wendell Epps, here to bring you the coverage of this broadcast. The Waves lead the Groove 38-33 through one half of play. It was an interesting start to the game. Jacksonville opened up with the first couple buckets, going on a little bit of a run. Greensboro took them a while to get their first couple points on the board. They actually didn't even record their first field goal till the 5-minute mark of the first quarter when Jessica Timmons finally got a bucket for Greensboro. The Groove coming in today with no Diamond Johnson in the lineup. The leading scorer for the Groove, third leading scorer in the UPSHOT League, inactive today after suffering an injury in yesterday's contest, but obviously hoping that Diamond Johnson can return to the lineup soon. Jessica Timmons leads the way right now for Greensboro with 17 points. 4 of 7 from the field was Jess in that first half. 2 3-pointers made, and she got to the line a ton. Thanks to her aggressive play down low, she was creating shots for herself. 7 of 8 from the stripe was Jessica Timmons in that first half. Now, for the Jacksonville Waves, they kind of had a pretty balanced scoring effort. They actually had 5 players that scored 5 or more points in that first half. They were led there by Lindsey Pulliam with 7 points. She just had 6 rebounds. My goodness, Lindsey Pulliam was all over the place. She had a couple mid-range jumpers as well. Was really just playing strong basketball. She also led the Waves in minutes played, which was not a surprise. I don't think Jess Bogie was thinking about taking Lindsey Pulliam out of the game too much, especially with the consistent way that she was playing early in this game overall. Jacksonville just shot 1 of 9 from long range. So really their mid-range shooting, their free throws, they were 9 of 12 from the stripe. That was kind of where their source of offense was coming from. They really were not shooting the long ball much. Greensboro shot 15 threes in the first half, knocked down 4 of them. Jessica Timmons knocked down 2 of them. Sonia Morris hit a 3-pointer late in the first quarter. That actually was a buzzer-beater 3-pointer. It was her first UPSHOT League point. So how about that to open up your scoring here with the Greensboro Groove by knocking down a 3 to end the first quarter. A first quarter where Jacksonville led 18-15. Second quarter, Jacksonville outscored Greensboro narrowly 20-18. So still a very tight contest heading into the second half. It's anyone's ball game, and obviously with this being the final meeting, at least in Greensboro, between the Waves and the Groove are trying to get all the wins they can, take advantage of their home court, and try and knock out this #1 team in the UPSHOT League in the Jacksonville Waves. We'll step aside for another break here in just a moment. When we come back, we'll get you some halftime highlights. We'll take a deeper look at those UPSHOT League standings and scenarios and all that good stuff. Appreciate everyone joining us. More content and coverage on the way. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the Novant Health Fieldhouse here in Greensboro, North Carolina. You are watching the UPSHOT League. My name is Wendell Epps here to bring you today's broadcast. Halftime right now, the Jacksonville Waves currently leading the Greensboro Groove at 38-33. 5-point lead for this Waves team that is currently #1 in the UPSHOT League standings. Greensboro in third place right now. They're focused on just trying to catch up to Charlotte right now, taking it one step at a time. But a first half in which Greensboro gave it their all, playing with just 8 active players here today. No Diamond Johnson, but plenty of talent still on the floor for Greensboro, including Jessica Timmons. We're going to take a look at some halftime highlights here in just a moment, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. Jessica Timmons was all over the place. She was getting buckets for the Greensboro Groove. Jacksonville, more of a balanced scoring effort for them offensively, but certainly in the second half, I'm sure they're going to be looking at some of their premier offensive players, particularly probably Air Hearn, who is the second leading scorer in the Jacksonville Waves in the UPSHOT League, and the leading scorer of the Jacksonville Waves, Air Hearn, certainly a prolific offensive talent. So be interesting to see where that goes. The first half that brought us everything that we wanted to see, and this is Barks and Baskets Day here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, and we're seeing a lot of great dogs in the building as well. It's been great to have all the great atmosphere this season with the Greensboro Groove games. A lot of awesome theme nights, and they've been putting on just more and more as this has gone on. Now, Jacksonville, as I mentioned, #1 in the UPSHOT League standings. Charlotte, #2. Greensboro's third place. Savannah in fourth place. We heard from Donna Orender just a few days ago that the UPSHOT League championship game will take place at the end of next month. It'll be a Saturday night game, championship down in Jacksonville, Florida, and it'll feature the top 2 teams in the UPSHOT League standings. Right now, that would be Jacksonville and Charlotte, but Greensboro and Savannah still mathematically have a chance to get into that championship game, and it's going to take some good basketball. It's going to take chances to be able to go ahead and showcase what you do. Leave it all on the line, and we're going to take a look at those halftime highlights right now here from the Novant Health Fieldhouse, what we've seen in this game between Greensboro and Jacksonville. Air Hearn knocked down a 3 early on in this ball game, but look at Jessica Timmons. She was a beast in that first half. 17 points. That was a game high. 4 or 7 from the field. Taylor Soule, I thought, brought a nice production off the bench for the Waves, hitting 2 field goals early in the contest. Tayana Jones-Bell, a player who recently rejoined the Greensboro Groove, provided some nice minutes off the bench as well. And Lindsey Pulliam, I tell you, every time she had the ball around that mid-range area of the floor, she was getting it done for the Greensboro Groove. This was one of those rare fast break points for the Jacksonville Waves. They only had 6 fast break points in the first half compared to Greensboro, who also didn't have much, only 3. This was that buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter from Sonya Morris coming up in the clutch there to end that first period of play. Jacksonville as a team had 20 points inside the paint, one of those being from Adult Bulgak, who was just a beast as well down low. 6 points for her. Jessica Timmons knocked down a couple three-pointers in that first half as well. Was really looking sharp for Greensboro. And Eric Hearn also doing her thing. That was almost a chase down block there from Sahara Jones. So a lot of good offense being displayed from both Jacksonville and Greensboro. You know, yesterday we had a pretty low-scoring game. The Groove finishing with just 48 points total in that game against the Jacksonville Waves. But here they are today, hoping to surpass that total. Not just hoping to surpass that total, hoping to also get a win. Or the Greensboro Groove a win today, and it'll be their 10th win of the UPSHOT season. We'll step aside here for another break. Back in just a moment, you are watching the UPSHOT League. When your business needs power, you can rely on Trust a commercial and industrial electrical contractor who knows North Carolina. From new construction and renovations to service, upgrades, and critical power systems, D.W. Evans Electric delivers safe, dependable electrical solutions on time and on budget. Our experienced team powers facilities across the state with precision, professionalism, and pride. D.W. Evans Electric, powering North Carolina's businesses. Call 919-383-6020 or visit dwevans.com today. Welcome back into the UPSHOT League. Greensboro Groove and the Jacksonville Waves taking a look at a couple more highlights from this first half of play. Jacksonville leading Greensboro 38-33. Second half just a little under 3 minutes away from beginning here in the Gate City. And a first half where everybody kind of got involved for both sides, the Greensboro Groove and the Jacksonville Waves. This is the third meeting between these two teams here in the last 4 days. First meeting took place back on Thursday in Jacksonville, a game in which Greensboro won in overtime, a thriller overtime game. And then yesterday here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, the Waves prevailing with an 18-point victory over the Groove. And a great game for Jacksonville, and they're hoping to get themselves their second straight win. But Greensboro trying to say, hey, let's get ourselves a win in front of our home crowd and move up in these UPSHOT League standings and get closer to second place, trying to catch up Charlotte. Greensboro coming in today 9-16 overall. Jacksonville 18-5 and 9-2 away from their home building down in Florida. We're going to take a look at those UPSHOT League standings right now. As you see on your screen, the Waves, first place, 18-5, 8-2 in their last 10 games. Charlotte Crown, 13-10. They're on a 4-game winning streak, 6-4 in their last 10 games. They've been on a roll after they were sitting down in fourth place for the majority of the early portion of the UPSHOT League season. Greensboro, third place right now, 9-16, 5-9 at home, 4-7 on the road. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games. Kind of been a middle ground team, but they're trying to build a little bit of a win streak, maybe similar to what they did earlier in the season. Earlier in the season, they actually were top 2 in the UPSHOT League standings, battling with the Jacksonville Waves. And then you have the Savannah Steel at 7-16 in fourth place. They are 1-8 on the road. They are on an 8-game losing streak. Kind of similar to Greensboro. They've had a lot of roster changes and have just been trying to navigate playing with thinner lineups, but still a Savannah Steel team that is very tough. They actually gave the Jacksonville Waves a good battle a few weeks ago in a good game against those two teams. So Savannah, you can never count them out. And those two teams, Savannah and Greensboro, are actually going to play each other in a couple weeks down in the Gate City, right here at the Noah Von Hell Fieldhouse. And of course, we will have the coverage for you right here on the UPSHOT League YouTube channel. You can watch every UPSHOT League game on here, the UPSHOT YouTube channel. And Greensboro coming in, trying to get themselves another victory after winning on Thursday, but falling short yesterday. The Groove, for just joining us, playing with no Diamond Johnson today. They're just trying to get it done without their leading scorer and with just 8 players active today. So everyone fighting for that spot in that August 29th championship game in the UPSHOT League. We know that'll be played down at the home of the Jacksonville Waves. And I think when you look at keys to the second half here, can Greensboro get on a run? Neither team has really gone on a big run, but when you're trailing by 5, I think if you're the Greensboro Groove, you don't want to let this be a repeat of what happened yesterday, where after that second quarter, Jacksonville really just went on a tear, and the game just never looked back. You see Diamond Johnson on your screen right now, inactive today. Diamond had 30 points the other day against the Jacksonville Waves, and I think Greensboro has done a nice job playing without Diamond. It's not easy to play without a starting point guard who has played every game except one this season. The only game that Johnson missed was on June 27th, the game against the Savannah Steel, in which Greensboro lost pretty big. So it's a good response here for Greensboro. No Diamond today, but they're hanging in there against the best team in the UPSHOT League. Jacksonville will have possession to open up this second half after Greensboro controlled the opening tip. Same starters on the floor for both teams. The Waves in those green uniforms. The Groove in the whites. As here we go. Second half is officially underway from the Noah Von Hell Fieldhouse in Greensboro, North Carolina. This is Air Hearn with it for the Waves. Fires a mid-range J, and that one rattles out. Here comes Kayla Jones. Greensboro hoping to open up some scoring to begin this second half, as Pryor and Washington were not on the same page. Turnover Greensboro. It'll be Jacksonville basketball. So a couple days off for Greensboro after this game today, and they'll be in the Queen City to take on the Charlotte Crown. Here's Bulgak. Swings it over to Pulliam. Down low, this is Davis working one-on-one against Washington, and she can't finish. On the other end now, this is Sahara Jones, who had 5 points in that first half. Here's Kristen Williams for 3. Got it! Not only is that the first 3 points of the second half for Greensboro, those are the first 3 points of the day for Kristen Williams. She was scoreless in that first half. Long ball on the other end, can't fall for Pulliam, as it'll be Groove basketball. So here comes Greensboro now. They can tie with the 2 or even take a lead here with the made 3. Pryor, pull up J, too strong, and Hearn soars high for the rebound. And we're gonna get a foul called on a Duke Bulgak. That's going to be an offensive foul. So that's going to give Greensboro possession back in their favor. Jess Bogie a little confused with the call, as the Groove now have it. So take 2 for Greensboro. Kristen Williams with it near the left wing. Just hit her first shot of the day a moment ago. Here's Sasha Washington down low, rejected by Bulgak. They're going to say it was last touch by Jacksonville. Bulgak is adamant that it should have been last touch called on Greensboro. Inbound coming here for Pryor. This is Kayla Jones, loses the ball. Great defense, tag team effort from Renaya Davis and Air Hurd. Pulliam launches the pass to Davis, and she'll finish for 2 points. So a nice response there for the Waves, not letting Greensboro tie the game or take the lead. This is a Waves team that has had so much continuity this season as Kayla Jones, little crossover move, can't hit the mid-range J. Davis working against Kayla Jones, spinning and winning as that jumper rattles home. So back-to-back buckets for Davis. She's up to 9 points. This is Washington, hands it back off to Pryor. Has it near that baseline. Looking for Washington, intercepted by Cheyenne Sellers, saying, I'll take that from you, thank you very much. And here she comes now on the other end of the floor. Sellers, oh my goodness, taking it coast to coast, finishing with the right hand. And Jacksonville now leads by 8. That'll be enough for Janice Washington. She's going to call timeout. Jessica Timmons and Tayana Jones-Bell set to check in after the timeout. So the Waves have their largest lead of the day, leading by 8 with 7:11 to play here in this third quarter. We'll step aside for a break. Back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Back in the Novant Health Fieldhouse here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Greensboro Groove trailing the Jacksonville Waves 44-36. 7:11 remains in our third period. Appreciate everyone spending your Sunday with us. Wendell Epps, along with our great production crew, giving us all the wonderful audio and visuals here of this game today. Greensboro trailing right now by 8. It's their largest deficit that they faced so far this afternoon. Jacksonville will look to get their first double-digit lead here with a made basket on this possession. It's Airhearn with it. Jessica Timmons is back on the floor. I think that'll help Greensboro a lot. She's got a team-high 17 points. And you see Renaya Davis knock down a mid-range J straight out of the timeout. She's been in a groove. 6 points for Renaya Davis. Now Kristen Williams has it, and we're going to get a foul off ball here from Cheyenne Sellers. And an inbound coming up here for Jessica Timmons on the side. And Timmons had no choice but to call a timeout because she was about to get a 5-second violation. So Greensboro trailing right now by 10. 6:38 to play here in our third quarter as the Groove are trying to get back on track with the win today. We'll step aside for a break. Back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into this live presentation of the UPSHOT League. Greensboro and Jacksonville going toe-to-toe here in the Gate City. Jessica Timmons inbounding the ball off the timeout. Gets it in cleanly this time after having some troubles last attempt. 8 seconds on the shot clock as Sahara Jones is looking down low for Kristen Williams. Will get a kickball violation called on the Waves. Timmons set to inbound here. Gets it to Kristen Williams. Back to Timmons. 10 seconds remain on the shot clock. Timmons will step back and knock down a J. So Jessica Timmons continuing her offensive force. 19 points for number 23 in white. Jessica Timmons has had a lot of great scoring games this season. Add this one to the list. This is Sellers down low, picked up against Timmons. And she finishes, just using her size to her advantage. The 6'2" Cheyenne Sellers making magic happen down low. Williams to Jones Bell. Williams steps into the lane and uses glass to get that one to fall. Second field goal for Kristen Williams. 5 points in total. Greensboro's within 8. Sellers gets into the lane and scores again, back to back, just like that. Cheyenne Sellers cannot be stopped right now. Greensboro within 10. And we will get a jump ball call. Had a couple jump balls in this game today, but thanks to the profound hustle from both clubs. This jump ball will be featuring Jessica Timmons and Renaya Davis. I beg your pardon, it'll be Air Hearn to do it, which helps out Jessica Timmons because she won it, but they're going to say that Timmons jumped too early, so that'll be Jacksonville basketball now. Sasha Washington will check back in for the Groove. She'll replace Kayla Jones. It looks like the officials are going to say, actually, no, you got to wait. So Kayla Jones will actually stay on the floor. Sasha Washington will come in next dead ball. Here's Hearn with it for the Waves. Bulgak. In the hands of Davis. Sellers, one-on-one against Timmons. Loses the ball. Great deflection there from Timmons. Here comes Jones-Bell. Timmons steps back, fires a three with confidence. Let's go! Jessica Timmons feeling it from downtown. So Greensboro now within 7. Thanks to Jessica Timmons. And one thing I know about Timmons is she is going to keep playing regardless of what the score is. She was doing the same thing in yesterday's game, and Timmons a player that is so talented as a shot creator and as a shot maker. He's only scored 12 points across the last 2 games against the Waves, but has surpassed that total immensely here today. Sellers gets into the lane, draws contact. She will shoot 2. And back to Timmons for a moment. I think this is a pretty interesting note, is that she actually has scored at least 19 or more points against every UPSHOT League team, Savannah, Jacksonville, Charlotte, including multiple 20-plus point performances against the Savannah Steel and the Jacksonville Waves. As you see Sellers get the first free throw to go. We got Nyseria Pryor coming in. Sasha Washington on the floor alongside Kristen Williams, Sahara Jones, and of course Jessica Timmons. Jacksonville back on top now by 9. Just a little over 4.5 to play here in quarter number 3. Pryor surveying the floor. Dribbles near that right wing, right in front of head coach Janice Washington. Now it's Timmons, screen from Washington. 5 on the timer, finds Pryor down low, gets inside, and she is going to head to the line. Nice heads-up play there by Pryor. I love that she gets inside smartly. She understands that, yes, most of the time, the defender down in that low block is going to be bigger than her. We're going to take a look at this again, but she's so fast that, like, you blink for a second and boom, she's already gotten her way from the corner to the right block. It's very impressive what Nyseria Pryor does. 5'3" guard for the Greensboro Groove, Nyseria Pryor. Turned 22 just a few days ago. This is her first shot there. Pryor, a native of Baltimore, Maryland, Charm City. Had that versatile stat line yesterday highlighted in our open. 7.6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a 3 made in 30 minutes against the Jacksonville Waves. This is Griggs, picked up right now by Pryor. They go around the horn. Sellers gets into the lane. Oh my goodness! Abracadabra, Cheyenne Sellers unleashing some tricks here in Greensboro. And Sellers, just like that, is up to 16 points. My goodness, this second half, she has been on a tear. Williams for 3. Off the mark, Pryor chases down the ball. Second chance for Greensboro. This is Washington, picked up by Hearn. Overhead pass to Timmons for three. Off the mark, Pryor, look at her, soaring high for the rebound! It results in an and one for Sahara Jones. My goodness, Nyseria Pryor doing it all here this weekend in the Gate City. Gotta see this one again. Look how high she jumped up. Oh my goodness, soaring like an eagle, and Sahara Jones says, I'll take care of the rest. What a turnaround sequence there for Greensboro, who was just trailing by double digits. So now Sahara Jones, a chance to convert a three-point play here. Jones with 7 points on the day, make it 8. And she makes the free throw to convert the three-point play. Jacksonville right now rolling with the lineup of Madison Griggs, Kayla Pointer, Taylor Soule, Jasmine Walker, and Air Hearn. 4 bench players, and Hearn, the lone starter, on the court right now for the Waves. Soule lost control of it. Hearn gets it back. 3 on the shot clock. Step back Jay. Off the mark. Washington's got the rebound for Greensboro. Here's Pryor. Saucing and crossing her way into the lane as she draws contact, and she will shoot 2. Team foul as Nyseria Pryor has been all over the place in this third period. Great screen set from Sahara Jones, and Pryor just using that speed, that athleticism, that power to get to the lane and draw a foul. We'll get Lindsey Pulliam to come back in for Jacksonville. She'll check in for Air Hearn. Appreciate everyone joining us today on the UPSHOT League YouTube channel. And Wendell Epps here to bring you this broadcast between the Greensboro Groove and the Jacksonville Waves. Wrapping up this weekend series between these two clubs, Jacksonville will head back to the Sunshine State following this game today. Their next meeting will be on Friday at home against the Savannah Steel. Baseline J is too long from Taylor Soule. Rebounds corralled by Greensboro. Jones had a wide open Sasha Watson. I don't think she saw her. Now Pryor has it on the left wing. Greensboro moving around. Williams left open for 3. Bullseye! Greensboro's within 3. A Groove team playing without Diamond Johnson and only 8 players active today is within 1 possession of the best team in the UPSHOT League, but Jasmine Walker, just like that, says, let's make it a 2-possession game, knocking down that tray ball. Here's Williams. Picks up her dribble, surveying the floor, looking for help. Jones has a wide open Washington. Excellent pass as Washington finishes with the left. Little fillet for number 22 in white. Timeout, Jacksonville. And the Groove fans here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse are loving it. The dedication, the hustle from this Greensboro team. Jones to Washington. Greensboro within 4. Back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the UPSHOT League. We're in Greensboro, North Carolina. Look at DJ doing a little cha-cha slide with some fans in attendance. Get your groove on, DJ. Get your groove on. Literally, because you are the mascot of the Greensboro Groove. You got to get your groove on. Greensboro, by the way, is within 4 points right now, folks. 57-53, 1:24 remaining in our third quarter. It's been a good game so far. Greensboro actually is outscoring Jacksonville narrowly, but they're outscoring them 20-19 here in this third period. But thanks to Jessica Timmons. Yes, she's leading the way with 22 points. She's drawn 7 fouls. But you have Kristen Williams and Sahara Jones with 8 points apiece right now, who've been playing great basketball. And they've been hanging in there with the league-leading Jacksonville Waves, trying to beat the Waves for the second time here in less than just a week. Here's Pointer with it off the timeout, driving strongly against Timmons and finishing inside. My goodness. Heroic strength there from Kayla Pointer, who had an electric performance yesterday, actually leading the Waves in scoring. Only 4 points today after that made bucket, though. Williams gets into the lane and knocks down a jumper. Cash money for Kristen Williams. Less than a minute to play here in quarter number 3. This is Walker to Pointer. Just scored a moment ago, looking to get it again. Oh, I woke her up. I woke Kayla Pointer up. Back-to-back buckets. I mentioned her stellar performance yesterday. She's like, that's right, I did do that yesterday. Let me go ahead and get some buckets now. So Jacksonville now leading by 6. 30 seconds to play in quarter number 3. Williams, a screen from Washington. The kick out to Sahara Jones. 8 on the timer for Greensboro. Jones lost control, wanted a foul, no call. Waves can hold it for the final shot if they wish. Hurd checks the clock, it's down to 10. One-on-one against Niceria Pryor. Hurd slicing and dicing her way into the lane. Steps back, she's gonna have to shoot it, she will, and misses. That'll take us to the end of quarter number 3. It's not over till it's over. Greensboro is only within 6. 61-55, Jacksonville leads. Fourth quarter on the way. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Well, if you like fun, high-quality basketball, you, my friend, are in the right place. Welcome back into this live presentation of the UPSHOT League, Greensboro Groove, and the Jacksonville Waves. My name is Wendell Epps, here to bring you this broadcast. We got our A-plus production crew along for the ride. This is going to be an exciting finish. Greensboro only within 6. A Groove team playing with just 8 players today, trying to take down the #1 team in the UPSHOT League. And they're knocking on the door. Sasha Washington says, let me get myself a nice old-fashioned and one. It's a nice start for Greensboro to open up this fourth period. Williams to Washington, and drawing that contact. Air Hearn just too small to handle the aggressive Sasha Washington down low. Washington can't hit the free throw. Greensboro, though, still within 4. This is Air Hearn with it for Jacksonville. Waves go around the horn as Pointer has it inside, missed it. Pryor soars high for the rebound. Here she comes now, wasting no time. Pull-up J on the way. Rattles out. Ball tapped out of bounds. Zahara Jones tried to save it. Last touch on her, so it'll be Jacksonville basketball. Hearn has it right now for the Waves. Gets a screen from Walker. Now in the hands of Renaya Davis. Walker working against Washington. One-on-one matchup on that left baseline. Walker's rainbow jumper is too strong. Ball's tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Washington, so it'll stay Waves basketball. Jess Bogie, head coach of Jacksonville, hoping that her squad can pick up their second straight victory here in the Gate City. #1 team in the UPSHOT League standings. Things hold, more than likely, there's a really good chance they will be in that championship game, but still, they want to finish this regular season strong and have as much momentum as possible heading into that championship game if they're able to get there. Here's Walker, faking her way into the lane, turning, shooting, and making. Jasmine Walker cooking. That was a pretty move. Superior footwork there from Jasmine Walker, a player who has played her fair share of pro basketball, a couple years in the WNBA with the LA Sparks. As Williams can't hit the 3, ball's tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Jacksonville through basketball. Giant Sellers is going to come back in here for the Waves. Sellers 16 points right now. An incredible third quarter for Cheyenne Sellers. She was 2 of 3 in that first half, but man, in that second half, she really got going, got to the free throw line a couple times, and right now leads Jacksonville in scoring with 16. As Davis can't hit, Timmons has it now for Greensboro. Here she comes, kicks it out in the hands of Pryor. Open, will fire. That one too strong. Washington the rebound, and the putback is good. Sasha Washington has brought the aggression here today as Sellers can't finish on the other end. Good rebound there from Zahara Jones. Washington's averaging 10 points and 8.5 rebounds in her last 2 games against the Jacksonville Waves. As Timmons is fouled on the floor. The assist on Air Hearn. Greensboro will throw it out here from the side. So 17 on the shot clock for the Groove. Timmons will inbound it. On the floor with Kristen Williams, Kayla Jones, Zahara Jones, and Nyceria Pryor, who has had a stellar second half performance for Greensboro. Timmons has it near the top of the key. Goes between the legs twice. A little sauce into the lane. Gets in, can't finish. Good rebound there from Adu Bulgak. Jacksonville looking to push the pace. Sellers behind the back. Oh my! Finding Renaya Davis for the finish. That was a heck of a play there from Sellers to find the open Renaya Davis as we have a foul on the other end. Zahara Jones is going to shoot 2. A lot of highlights these last couple games between Jacksonville and Greensboro, but this might be the top of the list Timmons got into the lane. Excellent coverage from the Waves. They were pushing that pace. Look at the launching pass from Air Hearn. Then Cheyenne Snow says, whoop, whoop-de-doo inside to Renaya Davis. And she took care of the rest. But now Sahara Jones is at the free throw line for Greensboro. First shot's up and rattles home. Sellers does have 4 fouls, so that's something that she's hoping to not pick up anymore. Obviously, Jacksonville definitely needs her on the floor. Especially with this being just a 4-point game. It might be a 2-point game because here comes Sahara Jones. Greensboro forced a turnover. Jones took it coast to coast. We got ourselves a 1-possession game. If you don't got your popcorn with you, what are you doing? Get your popcorn with you because this game is going to go down to the wire. Got all the tools and ingredients for an exciting finish here in Greensboro. This is Air Hearn, one-on-one against Kayla Jones. Down low to Bulgak, tightly defended. Greensboro forces another turnover. Here comes Kristen Williams, one-on-one against Air Hearn, takes it inside. And she, oh my goodness, it's gonna be a jump ball. Kristen Williams, look at her face. Oh my gosh, she can't believe it. She thought that should have been a foul. Nearly everybody here in this building thought that was gonna be a foul, but the official said, nope. It's going to be a jump ball between Williams and Hearn. So they're going to jump things up, and the tap is controlled by Jacksonville. Leading now by 2. Less than 6.5 to play. So they get an opportunity here as Davis misfires on the 3. Rebound by Bulgak. Second opportunity for the Waves. Davis says, no, slow it down. 8 on the timer. Sellers against the smaller Pryor. Fires a rainbow jumper off the mark, but it's put back up and in by Davis. Jacksonville back on top by 4. Jones makes it a 2-point game just like that with the finish. I tell you, Sahara Jones, her confidence just continues to grow more and more. Bulgak against Williams. Goes inside, can't finish. Ball's tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with Jacksonville. And we've got a media timeout here on the floor. Great one on tap. Don't you move. 67-65. Jacksonville on top. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the Novon Health Fieldhouse, home of the Greensboro Groove. Diamond Johnston, you see her on your screen right there, the leading scorer for the Greensboro Groove. She's not playing today, inactive, but Greensboro is still within 2 points of the best team in the UPSHOT League as Lindsey Pulliam fires a J out of the timeout and draws a foul. Timmons can't believe it. Covering her mouth because I want to make sure she's not going to say the wrong words. But Greensboro, I tell you, this is a team that's done such a great job playing with just 8 players today. I mean, if you like good stories, that's one of the best things I love about sports. Take a look at that one again. Minimal contact, I would say, on that one. But Pulliam is going to still shoot 2 free throws nevertheless. Knocks down the first shot there. As Janice Washington trying to plead her case right now to official Austin Everhart. Pulliam knocks down both, so that's going to help Jacksonville extend the lead up to 4. 5:34 to play here in regulation. Can Greensboro make this comeback here? They've not led in this game, but they're close. They're close. 2-possession game right now as we've got a foul here on Lindsey Pulliam on the floor, so Greensboro will take it out here from the side. Sasha Washington on the floor with Nyseria Pryor, Kayla Jones, Sahara Jones, and Jessica Timmons. Washington gets it into Kayla Jones. 12 on the timer for the Groove. This is Timmons, picked up by Pulliam. A bucket can make it a 1-possession game. They go around the horn. Timmons, Jones, 3, off the mark. On the other end, here come the Waves. Davis, baseline J, got it! Oh my goodness! Renaya Davis said, in your face! Jones on the other end is fouled, score it! And 1 for Sahara Jones. That's how you respond if you're Greensboro. A great rainbow bucket from one end by Renaya Davis, and on the other end, Sahara Jones getting a much-needed bucket for the Groove. A free throw make here, and it can be a 3-point game. Sahara Jones with 16 points today. 5 of 10 from the field. Perfect 6 of 6 from the line. Said it after it went in to avoid the broadcaster's jinx. Jessica Timmons, though, is the leading scorer for Greensboro. 22 points. Kayla Pointer has it for Jacksonville. Davis looking for Bulgak down low. She has it. Misses a layup. Gets her own rebound. And she is fouled on the play. It looked like Greensboro was about to force a turnover, but Jacksonville got it back in their favor. We'll take a look at this sequence here. A Duke Bulgak, who has had her clutch moments against the Greensboro Groove this season, drawing the foul, was on the floor, so Jacksonville has it, leading by 3. It's Sellers getting into the lane, missing with the right hand. Greensboro can tie with a 3. It's Williams to Timmons. Tightly defended by Bulgak. Timmons lost control of the ball. Jacksonville has it. Excellent defense by the Waves. Sellers weaving her way into the lane, and she is going to shoot 2. So the foul's on Kristen Williams. It's her first foul. She had 0 points in the first half, did Kristen Williams. She has 10 points, though, here in the second half alone. So a much beneficial turnaround for Kristen Williams. But Cheyenne Sellers, the player at the line, 6 of 7 from the stripe, 16 points. Knocks down the first free throw there. Get some substitutions for the Waves. See Trinice Fox talking to Sahara Jones. Taylor Soul's going to replace a Duke Bulgak. A make here from Sellers makes it a 5-point game, and she makes it. Someone was trying to heckle her from the crowd, and Giant Sellers just pointed at that fan right after she made it. You love it. 4:11 to play here in quarter number 4. Can Greensboro pull off the upset over Jacksonville, or can the league-leading Waves get their second straight victory over the Groove? will get a foul on the floor. Possession will stay with Greensboro. Sellers can't believe it, because not only did she commit the foul, that's her sixth foul. That's a sixth foul on Cheyenne Sellers, so she's done. She's done. Cheyenne Sellers is out of here. She is livid. That's not good news for Jacksonville, as that sends a very talented player out of the game. And Jess Bogie will have to look to another option down in that low block. Lindsey Pulliam's going to come in for Jacksonville. A smaller lineup for the Waves, which is beneficial for the Groove, because the Groove don't really have much size on their roster, at least with this 8-player lineup they have today. And with no Cheyenne Sellers, who finishes the day with 18 points, she's going to have to watch this game from the bench. 6 fouls for Sellers. A game in which she drew 6 fouls of her own. Timmons at the line, too, so that allows Greensboro to get this game within 3. We've officially entered crunch time at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. 3-point game. Jacksonville leads. Hearn scoops her way into the lane. Little ice cream scoop for 2 points. Air Buckets has been activated here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. This is Sahara Jones with it for Greensboro. Screen from Kayla Jones. 10 on the timer. Gets into the lane. Oh my goodness, contact. No call. We play on. Jones, slow to get up. It's a 5-on-4. Pulliam. Oh my goodness, fakes, takes, misses. Washington the rebound. Groove catch a break. It's Timmons. Getting inside the lane. And, oh! A hometown bounce! Welcome to the circus, starring Jessica Timmons. I've never seen a ball not want to go in, or not sure, maybe even wants to go. Look at the hang time with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness. That ball was hanging on the rim. And then finally the ball said, you know what, Jessica Timmons, you are playing in your home building here in Greensboro. I'm just going to give you that friendly hometown bounce. Give you a little kick, a little sauce. And Jessica Timmons, I mean, that's crazy. It went in. She has a chance to convert the three-point play, and she does. Greensboro is within 2. 3 minutes remain. We have seen behind-the-bat passes, crazy and ones, you name it. What a game this has been. Appreciate everyone spending your Sunday with us here on the UPSHOT League YouTube channel. Wendell Epps here to bring you the call of this game as Greensboro forces another turnover. Washington has it down low, goes strong. She draws contact, and Sasha will shoot 2. So Washington can tie the game with the pair of made free throws here. Greensboro has battled so hard in this game today. You're going to see a look at this foul again. Washington draws it. Don't you move. We're back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. 2:43 remains in our fourth quarter. You are tuned into the UPSHOT League. Wendell Epps here to bring you the call of today's broadcast. Greensboro trailing Jacksonville 75-73. Good one on tap, 2-point game, but Sasha Washington at the line. If you're just joining us, here's what you need to know. First of all, no Diamond Johnson today for the Greensboro Groove. And despite not having their leading scorer, Greensboro has given everything they've had against this Jacksonville Waves team. The other thing to note is Cheyenne Sellers, who has played today a great game, 18 points, 5 and 9 from the field as Washington knocks down the first free throw. Cheyenne Sellers has fouled out. She fouled out a few moments ago, so she is done for the day. Big loss for Jacksonville as they lose their leading scorer here today. And Washington trying to tie the game here with the made free throw. She does! 75 all! Greensboro still has not led yet in this game, but this is the first time that they've been able to tie things up. And they'll have a chance they can get a stop to take a lead next possession. Oh, and Washington gets called for the reach and foul. He's trying to get in on Renaya Davis. 14th foul, so since we're still over 2 minutes, this will be on the floor. No free throws for Jacksonville. Pulliam will inbound it on the floor with Kayla Pointer, Renaya Davis, Jasmine Walker, and the prolific scorer, Air Hearn. Walker, mid-range jumper, in and out. Ball tapped around, and Jones has it for Greensboro. They can take their first lead of the game here. Timmons calling out an offensive set. Bounce pass to Sahara Jones. Screen comes from Niceria Pryor. Ripped away by Air Hearn. One-on-one on the other end. Hearn gets into the lane and draws contact. She will shoot two. That was the most highly anticipated offensive possession of the day for Greensboro. They didn't even get a chance to shoot a shot on a possession where they had a chance to take the lead. You're a fan of those offensive sets, but sometimes it can definitely tick up the nerves, especially when you're in such a tight game like this. A Groove team having to play a little bit different without their normal starting point guard in Diamond Johnson. See Air Hearn, an excellent steal, and then taking it coast to coast on the other end. She's at the free throw line. First free throw attempts of the day for Air Hearn. She knocks down her first shot. Now up to 8 points in total. 4 assists for Hearn, 4 steals. She's been all over the place. Active hands defensively. She missed the second, but Renaya Davis got the rebound and put it up and in! Jacksonville, just like that, is up by 3. What a turn of events here in Greensboro. Still a one-possession game, though. Groove need a hurry, and they need buckets. Williams. 10 on the timer. Down low to Washington. The kick out to Pryor for 3 in the tie! Off the mark. On the other end, it's Hearn. Slows things down. Jacksonville can make it a 2-possession game here. Pointer. Fouled, and it'll be assessed on Washington, and that's not good news for Greensboro because now Jacksonville is in the bonus. So 3 points potentially coming up here for Jacksonville. It's going to be Kayla Pointer at the line. Also her first free throw attempts of the day. She makes the first one. Jacksonville now up by 4. Coach Washington saying box out to her Greensboro Groove players. Obviously that last sequence, Hearn was 1 for 2. She missed a second, but a second chance for Jacksonville. Both free throws drop in that time. 80-75. Waves lead by a nickel. 1:23 remains in regulation. Can the Groove mount a comeback here? Pryor, tightly defended by Kayla Pointer. You could see it in her eyes. She's serious and furious. Timmons, 3-ball. Rattles out, ball's tapped. Pryor has it for Greensboro. Kicks it out to Sahara Jones. Second opportunity for the Groove. Less than a minute to play now. Timmons drives and misses. Washington tapped it, and it's going to say last touch on her. Great looks by the Groove, but no baskets. Jacksonville now has it, and they can really slow things down, leading by 5. They're trusting their player, Air Hearn, number 12 in green with the ball. Top scorer in the UPSHOT League. Leading scorer on the Waves this season. Shot clock down to 5. Hearn drives and draws contact. She will shoot 2. Lots of whistles have been blowing these last couple minutes. Couple trips to the free throw line for Jacksonville, and add another one to the list as Air Hearn will shoot 2. So the Waves trying to pull out a victory here today. A win that would move them to 19-5 on the UPSHOT League season. Janice Washington, head coach of the Greensboro Groove, her squad trying to get their 10th win sooner rather than later. A team that is currently 5 games behind Charlotte for second place. As a reminder, only the top 2 teams in UPSHOT will make that championship game that will be played at the end of next month in August. Timeout here has been called, a reset timeout for the Greensboro Groove to allow the Groove to advance the ball past half court. Kristen Williams will inbound it here for Greensboro. You don't absolutely need a 3, but a 3 certainly could be very beneficial, especially a quick one. Williams picked up by Pulliam, out to Timmons, catch and shoot 3. No good, Davis the rebound. Ball is loose, it's anybody's game as Timmons has it, and Williams controls it for Greensboro. They need to hurry now. Shot clock is off, time is ticking, 13 seconds remain. Ball's off the leg of Sahara Jones. Turnover on Greensboro, and it's gonna be Waves basketball. So that might just do it. As the Waves have possession, Greensboro's gonna have to play the foul game. That's their only hope of getting back into it. Pointer fires it to Hearn. Game clock down to 8, 7. And Greensboro is gonna let this one run out, and so will Jacksonville. As it is over. The Jacksonville Waves, for the second time in 24 hours, steal a game in the Gate City as they knock off the Greensboro Groove 81-75 in what was a thrilling game here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Every team in the UPSHOT League this season has played great basketball, and the 2 teams you see today with Jacksonville and Greensboro, both of them strong performances. I tell you, Greensboro, despite only having 8 players, despite being without their leading scorer in Diamond Johnson, they still put up a heck of a fight against the best team in the UPSHOT League. It's the final meeting here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. The rest of the meetings between these 2 teams will take place down in Jacksonville, Florida. But kudos to both the Waves and the Groove for putting forth a great game. This was a fun matchup, a fun game to call. Appreciate everyone spending your Sunday with us. Hope you had a fun time, and we'll be back here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse in a couple weeks when the Greensboro Groove take on the Savannah Steel. So that'll do it for us, for our fantastic production crew here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. I've been Wendell Epp saying so long. Have a great day, everybody. This has been a presentation of the UPSHOT League.